It says I am now broadcasting. Thank you,
I have
Maddie.
to leave the room
Maddie
because I
has to
haven't
leave.
seen it yet.
She hasn't seen Star Wars yet. This is my official, Goldberg's official Star Wars review, Force Awakens, and spoiler-filled content. If you do not, ooh, so good. And I've got theories. I got theories up in this brain.
I can't be spoiled. I see it on Monday.
All right, I will talk to you later. So this is my spoiler review. I'm so excited about this because I've seen it. I've seen Star Wars: The Force Awakens. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Not a lot of people, I mean, I've talked about it a lot on the air, but my daughter's name is Leia, as in Princess Leia. At first I want to kind of get into this. I kind of tricked my wife into naming our daughter Leia. Our first daughter's name is Kaylani, very Hawaiian. So our second daughter is named Leia. The main reason she's named Leia is because my wife was like, well, what are we going to name our daughter? And I'm thinking, that's very Hawaiian, stick with the theme. And then she's like, that's great. And then I turned around and I was like, yes, I win, Princess Leia. And she just lost her stuff. So, yeah. So my daughter's named Leia after Princess Leia for Star Wars. So, okay, here's the deal. I'm going to start off just kind of telling you what I thought about the movie in general, and then I'll get into spoilers and everything like that. So no spoilers yet. So if you want to watch to this point, I'll give you when I'm going to start spoiling stuff for you if you haven't seen it yet. If you've already seen it, then we can discuss. I got a bunch of hashtags. If you want to ask a question, let me see if I can open up the live chat. I don't see the live chat window in here. I'm going to try to figure that out. Oh, there's a chat. So if you want to leave a comment, you can leave a comment on the side here in the live stream, or you can leave a hashtag. Hashtag ask the point. I'm getting alerts on when those happen. So you can do that as well if you want to ask a question that way. You can watch either on YouTube or you can watch on our website at 999thepoint.com. So first off, what, as a Star Wars geek like I am, what did I think of Star Wars: The Force Awakens, the 7th installment of the Star Wars franchise and saga? It was amazing. It was absolutely phenomenal. And you don't even have to be a Star Wars fanatic like I am to understand and follow along. These are the things you need to know. These are the things. This is it. This is all you need to know to enjoy this movie. You need to know who Luke is, who Leia is, who Han Solo is, who Darth Vader is, and you have to understand the concept of the Death Star. That's it. That's all you need to know. Because I've had a lot of people going like, well, I haven't really seen all the movies and I didn't see the prequels. You do not have to see the prequels. Did not have to see the prequels. As much as a Star Wars fan as I am, the prequels, the story, the concept, the theory of the prequels was pretty outstanding. The problem is the execution of the prequels was very poor. Okay, that's what I didn't like. Okay, but if you know those characters and the Death Star, you're good to go. You're fine. You can enjoy this movie, and this movie is going to be fun for the entire family. Everybody's going to enjoy it. It was absolutely outstanding. First off, when a movie ends and the crowd, the audience stands up and gives it a standing ovation, it's because trust me, J.J. Abrams and Disney did not hear your applause when I saw you today in the theater, okay? That's not the case. But standing ovation at the theater. There was also a big round of applause when the first when Star Wars popped up at the very beginning, because they all start off the same way. They have the Star Wars and then the scroll of the text of 3 paragraphs. It's always 3 paragraphs that comes up, and it was a nice little ovation there as well. And it was good. It was good. This was the best acted Star Wars movie out of them all. Without a doubt, best acting in this movie. It was absolutely phenomenal. The casting on this movie was spectacular. Spectacular. This is the funniest Star Wars movie, and not funny in a bad way, because the prequels were funny in a bad way. This, not funny in a bad way, funny in a good way. The writing was pretty darn good. The acting was great, best acted. Action was really good. There was a few moments where I'm like, really, this is the story they're going with? And I'll reserve that for when I start doing spoilers. I'm like, that's the story? That's where you're going with this? Because the theme of a lot of Star Wars is, in general, it's always been very, history repeating itself. That's a theme along Star Wars and the legacy and the mythology of Star Wars is history repeating itself. And so that happens in this one as well. There were some absolute amazing moments. You're going to be on the edge of your seat on some moments. Some of the moments you're literally going to be like, oh my God, did they just say that? Is that really what's happening? And there's other moments where you want to cry. And there's other moments where you're once again going, really, this is the story they're going with? They're going to this story. Okay, that's where they're going with this. So there's a little bit of all of that, okay? But it was fantastic. A lot of people were afraid J.J. Abrams was going to J.J. Abrams the movie, and not in a good way. He did a great job. The cinematography was great. I loved how they reserved the special effects and the digital effects for when they needed to do digital effects. There was a lot of times where like in the prequels, we were like, why are they digitally affecting this? There were so many practical effects in this movie that it was outstanding. The makeup was fantastic. They only had two characters, and I'm not going to ruin anything for you here on this. But Maz Kanata was a digitally captured character, and Supreme Leader Snoke were the only two characters that were digitally captured, and they looked fantastic. They were great, but no overuse of CGI, no overuse of all those of all that digital effects. There were a lot of practical effects, and it was perfect. It was great. This is probably, if not, number one Star Wars movie is still Empire Strikes Back. In my personal opinion, in my favorite of the trilogies and of all the movies, Empire Strikes Back, still number one. Number two is this movie. This is a very close second to my favorite Star Wars movie ever. And I'm going to see it again. I'm going to see a bunch of that. This movie, they're going to take so much of my damn money, it's not even funny. I'm going to see this movie several times. Probably, I would be surprised if I don't see this more than 5 times. That's how much I liked it. And by the end of the day, it may become my favorite Star Wars movie. It may, but I'm so excited to see where the franchise is going. And I've been bubbling under. Oh man, it's just been. I so just want to tell people what I saw, and this is what I'm going to do. That spoilers. This is the part of the conversation when I start answering your questions, and I start with the hashtags and the chats and all that kind of. Now is when the spoilers are going to start. Okay, so if you haven't seen it yet, now's the time to pause or go someplace else. If you have seen it yet and you're just wondering about my interpretation of some of the things, this is where we're going to have that conversation, okay? So first off, the cast is amazing. As a father of 2 daughters, this is the most strong female lead character, Rey. Rey is the most strong, because one person asked, who is Rey and who is her parents? Like, who is she? Because they never said Rey's last name. And I think that's on purpose. I think that I think who her parents are is important, but they don't tell you in this. And they don't even give you a hint of who it is. All they tell you is who Rey is from this point on. And Rey is amazing. She is the strongest female character ever in Star Wars, ever. Stronger than Princess Leia, stronger than Queen Amidala, strongest. She is amazing. And she, by the end of this saga, I think Rey is going to be the most popular Star Wars character in history. I'm putting it out there. My money is down that Rey is going to become the strongest female character in the history of the saga. I really, truly believe so. And here's why. Not only is she Force sensitive, that's right, Force sensitive, she also, big spoiler, takes over the Millennium Falcon with Chewbacca. What? She is essentially the next Han Solo, and she uses the Force. Boom! This back here isn't a painting. It's my mind being blown. That's what it is. Rey is freaking, the whole movie I'm watching this, I'm just like, Rey's pretty badass. She's awesome. Then all of a sudden, She uses the Force? And she didn't know she had the Force. She did not know this, okay? Because that's where the beauty of this marketing comes into. Because the entire time you see Finn, you've seen Finn using the lightsaber and holding Anakin Skywalker's blue lightsaber that Luke Skywalker used in the first Star Wars, holding that and losing it when he got his hand chopped off in Cloud City and Empire Strikes Back. But anyways, so you always think Finn is the Jedi. Finn is the guy who's going to be strong in the Force. Nope. Boom! It's Rey, and she is so awesome. She is so awesome. And the actress who plays Rey kind of got that feel of a young Keira Knightley. She kind of talks like her. With looks like a young Keira Knightley. But I'm a huge Keira Knightley fan, so it's okay. But anyway, so Rey was absolutely amazing. And I'll tell you how she becomes the next Han Solo. Coming up here in a little bit. One of the next spoilers. Somebody asked me, who is Finn? Finn, I was hoping, you don't know who's Finn's parents. They made a comment about Finn not knowing who his parents are. Essentially, the New Order, the First Order, the way it works is the First Order is now the new Empire. But the thing is, the Empire used clones. They were using the Clone Wars, and they were using stormtroopers that were all supposed to be clones. But the First Order, they're actually raising individual people from young age. They're not using clones anymore to be their stormtroopers. And Finn, who was essentially raised to be a stormtrooper, goes out in his first battle, sees the absolute horror of which the First Order, the atrocities the First Order is doing and killing people, and just see, oh, this is, I don't want to be a part of this, and starts thinking for himself and rebels and breaks somebody free and frees them and goes out and essentially goes on this adventure. So he actually started off as a stormtrooper, but was like, I'm a good guy. No, I'm not. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. This is not what I want to do. And Finn goes out there, but he gets the lightsaber and he tries using it. He does pretty well with it, actually. But he's no Jedi. He may be. I don't want to say Finn is not Force sensitive. The whole reason why I think he actually might be Force sensitive is very early in the movie, Kylo Ren, after Finn has a second thought and is like, I don't want to do this, Kylo Ren picks him out of the crowd and kind of looks at him. And then whenever he betrayed the First Order, he knew exactly who it was. And I think it's because either he felt his second guessing, or he felt the Force in him and felt that this young stormtrooper is Force sensitive. Might got to keep an eye on this kid. So he still may become Force sensitive, but he's not the one that they focused on being Force sensitive. They focused it on being Rey, which mind blown, but freaking awesome. And I really think Rey, because she was abandoned, she was waiting for her parents to come back to Jakku, which is the planet they found her on. I think they who her parents are is going to be very, very important for the future of this franchise, I think. So Finn was pretty good. Finn was great. He was really good. Really liked him. Rey, she's unbelievable. Who is Kylo Ren? Kylo Ren is the new Darth Vader in the series. Kylo Ren, I'm just going to put it out there. This is probably the biggest spoiler of them all, because a lot of people are trying to figure out who's Kylo Ren. A lot of people thought Kylo Ren was actually going to be Luke Skywalker, or at least Luke Skywalker's son. But it's not. He was Luke Skywalker's Padawan. Luke Skywalker was training him in the ways of the Force to start a new Jedi Order. Now you may be thinking, okay, but who is he? He's Han Solo and Princess Leia's son. Han Solo and Princess Leia's son. That is who Kylo Ren is. He's definitely strong in the Force, and he's trying to follow in the footsteps of his grandfather. That's right. He is trying to follow in the footsteps of Darth Vader and to finish what his grandfather started. So he is direct lineage of the biggest BA in the universe, Darth Vader. That's who Kylo Ren is. That's why he has his mask, because he doesn't need the mask. Darth Vader needed the mask and the out to survive. Kylo Ren has the mask to emulate his idol, his grandfather, his lineage. He feels that the torch has been passed to him to take on the galaxy and to rule the galaxy with the dark side. So Kylo Ren he's awesome. This guy, and he even talks, he's fighting with the light. He even talks about how he's conflicted with the light side and the dark side. And he is a very compelling, deep villain. And the actor who plays him is outstanding. It's phenomenal. The acting in this was fantastic. The acting was fantastic. So Kylo Ren is in the movie. Darth Vader's son. Wow, it's deep. And he's Han Solo's kid. He's not Darth Vader. He's Han Solo's son. Did I say somebody else? He's Han Solo's son. And what happened is Luke took him whenever he was born. He was a young boy. Luke apparently took him in to train him, and then he was taken away from Luke because he was essentially courted by the dark side, and he was taken in by the new big bad guy who is Supreme Leader Snoke. Now, they haven't really said, and Supreme Leader Snoke is complete CGI, and he's performed by Andy Serkis. Now, Supreme Leader Snoke, nobody knows who this guy truly is yet. There's a lot of theories out there, and after seeing Snoke in the movie, I think the theories are completely accurate of who this guy is. And I'll tell you who he is coming up, or who the theories say he is coming up in a little bit. But after seeing the video and the motion capture and what this guy looks like, because there was a theory that he had like a snake head and stuff like that, and it's not the case. He's like 12 feet tall. He's huge. Definitely very strong in the Force. He's a dark side presence in the Force. He is but who is he? I'll tell you who he is coming up. Okay. A lot of people were asking, is it going to be Jar Jar? The dark Jar Jar theory. Is Jar Jar Binks going to be in this movie? There was no Jar Jar in this movie. Okay. There was no Jar Jar in this movie. So cool your jets, slow your roll. Anybody who tells you there's a Jar Jar, there's no Jar Jar. Don't worry about it. Okay. So that can calm your things. What happened to Luke? That was one of the hashtags. What happened to Luke? Luke is in the movie, but he's more of a legend. He's more of a legend in this movie, and you do finally see him, and he is in this movie. You see Luke Skywalker in the movie, and he looks pretty badass. He really does. And it was a cool reveal of him at the end and all that kind of stuff like that. He was barely in the movie though, but Luke was there. But he was a very important thing because he really was. Because that's the really cool thing about this movie is when you're talking about Finn and Luke and Rey and Han Solo and all these characters, it's a lot of like whenever you first meet Han Solo, and Rey and Finn are like, "You're Han Solo, the general from the Resistance," and it was like, "No, that's Han Solo, the legendary smuggler." And it's like he's kind of the same guy. Okay, that's really cool. That's really kind of neat with this whole thing with the new cast is Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, even the Millennium Falcon are all legends. And Han is like, but they're all true. And they're just like, what? And that's what's really cool because it's really this movie is very much of passing of the torch of this movie. Very much passing of the torch with this movie. So Luke Skywalker's in it. He's more of a legend, but it really looks to where this is going to be going. And that's where it's cool because the reveal of Luke at the end was very like, boom, this is the future of the franchise. This is where we're going, and it's going to be the bomb. And it's really going to be focused around Rey. Rey is the main character, I think. I think Finn is going to come slowly from behind and be like, whoa, Rey's pretty bad, or Finn's pretty badass. But Rey is the BA. Rey, she is amazing. One of the things is, okay, Kylo Ren, I forgot to mention, they said his real name. Kylo Ren's real name, and they kind of just did it like that, but you catch it. Kylo Ren's real name is Ben Solo, named after Obi-Wan Kenobi, old Ben. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I love how they give the little tip of the hat there and how they named Kylo Ren. His real name is Ben Solo, or because he would have the last name of his dad. Princess Leia, General Leia, She's kind of no longer. Her and Han are kind of separated. They're kind of went their separate ways, but a lot of that had to do, I think, with the. Excuse me. I hope you can catch that on the mic. They had a little separation. They had a little splitting, but it's more of a parting of the ways of because of what happened with Kylo Ren and their son going to the dark side, being courted by Supreme Leader Snoke. So that's kind of sad. But they had great on-screen chemistry. Really, really cool. And it was really great seeing Han Solo and Princess Leia. Sorry, General Leia. They made jokes about that throughout the movie where they kept calling her princess. But no, she's a general now, not a princess, because if you forget, her planet blew up. The planet that she was a princess on blew up. So yeah, so she's a general now. So that's good for there. Oh wow. That's a deep question. Hashtag ask the point. Did anyone die? Man. Yes. This is the moment where you're going to cry. Did anyone die? Yeah. This is deep. This is tough. And a lot of Star Wars fans knew this death was coming. A lot of them did. The main reason is because this character was almost killed off many times. And so, and the main reason is because the actor who played this role was not signed on for multiple films. When they signed on for the first Star Wars, The New Hope, they signed everybody to like 3-picture deals, but they did not sign this one actor. They signed him to 1 picture. And so they always thought that he was going to die. So they kept on kind of writing his death into the story, but he kept coming back. But this time it's official. He's dead. And that character is Han Solo. Han Solo dies at the hands of his son. And it was, you saw it coming. You saw it coming a mile away. Like when you're watching, this is one of the things I was talking about. Like, really, they're going this with the story because it was so telegraphed and you knew it was going to happen. It was so predictable that it was going to happen, but it still hurt. It still hurt when Han Solo died at the hands of his son. You knew it was going to happen, and it still hurt, and it sucked. But man, but that's how Rey takes over the Millennium Falcon, because Rey was building a relationship with Han Solo, kind of as the father she never had. And she was building a relationship with Chewbacca and everybody involved. And so when the end of the movie, essentially, she takes over the Millennium Falcon. It's her ship now. She's the captain, and Chewbacca is her first mate. And she goes looking for Luke with Chewbacca at her side in the Millennium Falcon. And it's emotional. It's definitely emotional. And I can't wait to see where this goes with that. But yeah, you asked, and they, Han doesn't make it. But everybody kind of knew that was going to go on. After Empire Strikes Back, the whole carbonite thing, the whole point of putting him in carbonite was like, we don't know if he's going to survive the carbonite or not. So we don't know if he's going to make it the Jedi. So, hey, at least that gives us an out that Han is dead. So they've been wanting to kill him off for quite some time, and J.J. Abrams finally did it. So there you go. Let's see. Who is the big bad guy? Well, it's okay. So there's Kylo Ren, who's essentially the Darth Vader of this franchise, who's his grandson. The Supreme Leader Snoke is the big baddie, and he is big, like 12 feet tall. And a lot of people are wondering, who is this guy? He's obviously very powerful in the Force. Where has he been this whole time? Well, apparently, he's been around for hundreds of years. Now, the theory is, now, if you've watched the prequels, now this is where the prequels come in, if you've seen the prequels. If you've watched the prequels, and then you had Emperor Palpatine, Senator Palpatine, Emperor Palpatine, Darth Sidious, the Emperor, okay? The Emperor was the Dark Lord for Darth Vader, and his name was Darth Sidious. But he had a leader. His master was Darth Plagueis. Or was it Darth Plagueis? Yeah, Darth Plagueis? Yeah, Darth Plagueis was his master. And he killed him. But apparently Darth Plagueis knew how to bring people back from the dead, maybe even including and not limited to himself. And a lot of people thinking that Darth Plagueis was so powerful that even though Darth Sidious thought he killed Darth Plagueis, Darth Sidious was actually still under his control, and Darth Plagueis was actually using Darth Sidious and the Emperor as his puppet, having him do all the dirty work to the point where he can step in and take over the galaxy far, far away without even barely even lifting a finger. The reason is, so essentially what this is, though, is people are saying that the Supreme Leader Snoke, is actually Darth Plagueis, where he has been controlling things from behind the scenes, and now that Palpatine is gone and all this stuff, because you can tell Darth Plagueis is greatly scarred to the point where you're thinking somebody tried to kill this guy. Somebody got one off on this guy, and it's probably Darth Sidious, Emperor Palpatine. And so he essentially, now that Palpatine is gone, he has taken over the new from the ashes of the Empire. He's created the First Order, and so he has created this new order, and he has his Padawan, his apprentice, which is Kylo Ren, which he isn't a Jedi yet. He's not a Darth anything yet, because he's the leader of the Knights of Ren. They really didn't go into the Knights of Ren, but essentially they're kind of like a cult, and he's like the leader of the cult. So that's where Kylo Ren comes from. That's why he's not a Darth something. It's because he's not actually a full-blown Jedi yet. He's not a Dark Lord yet. Sounds very Harry Potter-esque, but he's not. He's not that powerful yet, but he is pretty darn powerful. He's pretty strong with the Force. Of course he is. He's a Skywalker. He's got Skywalker blood in him. So it's pretty cool. The biggest, really, they're going there. So some people ask, like, they didn't really ask about this, but I'm going to talk about this. My biggest, really, they're going here again, is they went the Death Star again, but not necessarily the Death Star. They upped their game. It's a planet. They have a planet that kills solar systems, not a battle station that kills planets. No, they have a planet that the entire core of it is a giant gun that destroys solar systems, multiple planets at one time. And I like a little throwback to this one, because originally, way back in the day, it wasn't supposed to be Luke Skywalker. He was supposed to be Luke Starkiller. That was his last name. It was supposed to be Starkiller. And so they said, they've created another Death Star. No, they've created a Starkiller. And they threw the original name in there and called it. It was a very throwaway line, but it kind of is. It's a Starkiller, because it uses a star to power itself to destroy several planets at one time. If I'm not mistaken, I think they destroyed Coruscant in this, like the capital city planet where the Senate is, because they talked about the Senate's back and all that kind of stuff like that. But I was a little, really? So not only did they go to the history repeating itself, where these are the children, like this Skywalker legacy sucks. I mean, seriously. I mean, this family is destroying the universe. But so they went back to having another Skywalker being the main bad guy, because even though he's a Solo, he's still a Skywalker. Darth Vader's Anakin Skywalker's his grandson, who's conflicted. Okay, but in name, he's scarred. Rey kicked his ass. It's pretty awesome. But then a giant Death Star planet again. I'm like, really? Yeah, you upped your game. You got a giant planet. And they even did it. They even did a comparison. This was the Death Star. This is the Star Killer. Really? You had to go back to that again? That's going to the well a lot when it comes to the Death Star and a planet battle state. Yeah. But still pretty awesome. Even the whole thing of them flying through and blowing it up. By the way, one character I have not talked about that nobody asked about this guy. Poe Dameron. Holy crap, is this guy awesome. He is essentially the pilot. This guy is the next Han Solo. Because Rey, I mean, they've got a lot of new characters in here. Rey is definitely the big, awesome heroine of this new series because she not only is flying the Millennium Falcon with sidekick Chewie, she's Force sensitive, and she's going to be learning, hopefully, from Luke Skywalker. So she's going to be a pretty badass character in this. Definitely, like I said, Rey is going to be the most popular character in Star Wars once this final trilogy is done. She is going to be awesome. Number one Halloween costume next year is going to be Rey. Just throwing it out there. But Poe Dameron, who is the Resistance best pilot, who was captured and tortured and escaped and just a badass pilot, he is the surprise breakout star of this. Now, the same character, Isaac something or other, I don't know, he plays Apocalypse in the new X-Men movie. Just put that out there. He was amazing as Poe Dameron. He was really, really good. Definitely a surprise, a pleasant surprise on how great he was. And I'm thinking he's not going to be the next, he's going to be kind of like the next Han Solo character. And I don't think that him and Rey are going to hook up. They're kind of putting something kind of between Rey and Finn. There's definitely a kinship between Rey and Finn that might break into romantic. I don't know. I don't know if it breaks into romantic relations, but Finn and Poe was pretty awesome. Poe was really great. Definitely had some of the best one-liners. Definitely had the best comedy out of it. He was really, really good. Another person I wanted to see more of, which I didn't see enough of, was Captain Phasma. Captain Phasma is this. She's like the lead. She is the lead stormtrooper, and she has like that chrome stormtrooper armor. And I expected her to be more of a badass as well, but she didn't really do too much. She really didn't. No, excuse me. No, geez, I hope you're not catching that one, Mike. I expected more from her. I wanted more from her. She is, man, I wish I knew her name, but she's in Game of Thrones, and she's the giant female knight in Game of Thrones. I'm not a knight. She's a knight. But she's the same actress plays that. Didn't take her helmet off, so you didn't see who she was. But she's, I want to see more of Captain Phasma in the next movie. But yeah, I think, okay, where was Jar Jar? Who was Kylo? Who's the big baddie? Luke? Did anyone die? I think that's pretty much it. They didn't overuse special effects and CGI. They used practical effects a lot, and they were fantastic. I'm going to see this a lot. I'm going to see this movie many times. It makes me very excited for the future of this franchise. J.J. Abrams is not directing the next one. He's involved with the next one, but J.J. Abrams is not directing the next one. However, I think he's put this off on a great first step, and he's producing. He's still involved with the Star Wars trilogy, even though he's not directing it. I'm very excited next year. So Disney has released pretty much released a statement stating that every year there's going to be a Star Wars movie. Until we stop going, every year, till further notice, there's going to be a Star Wars movie. So 2015 was The Force Awakens. 2016 is actually going to be Star Wars Anthology Rogue One. That is essentially, that's a prequel also, but it's kind of like a prequel mixed with a side story. This is the story of the TIE Fighter units that stole the Death Star plans. So this movie is actually set after Revenge of the Sith and before Star Wars A New Hope. So it's set between that, and it's the stealing of the Death Star plans. And that is going to be Star Wars Rogue One. That's the next one that's going to come out in 2016. And if I'm not mistaken, and that comes out in December of 2016. I got to look at it. I don't know my dates very well when it comes to this. But the next Star Wars, when it comes to this saga, I believe comes out in 2017. 2018 is going to be the Star Wars Han Solo origin story, which I'm very excited about that one as well. I want to see where Han Solo comes from, him doing the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, and how he met Chewbacca. I think that would be pretty outstanding. So they're already casting for that, actually, for who's going to be the next Han Solo. So yeah, so 2015, we had The Force Awakens. 2016 is going to be Star Wars Anthology Rogue One. Then the sequel to this Star Wars will come out in 2017. 2018, the Han Solo origin story. 2019, I'm assuming, is the next one in this trilogy. And then 2020, well, apparently there's also going to be a Boba Fett story. The Boba Fett story, I don't know exactly what they're going to be doing with that one yet. They haven't really broken that out. There's a video game that was made that really it got axed when Disney bought Lucasfilms, but there's a Disney or there's a video game that was made following Boba Fett in the bowels of Coruscant, where he essentially is playing like the black market and doing hits and being a bounty hunter, and you play as him. And there's a video game that was based on that, and there's speculations that the Boba Fett movie might be based on that as well. So who knows? There's a lot of exciting news out there for the Star Wars universe. There's a new video game out there, Battlefront, which I have not gotten yet. I've heard mixed reviews about Battlefront. So I'll probably might not play that for a while. The other thing is there's rumors and rumblings that there's going to be a Netflix series. There's going to be a series that goes to Netflix. That is going to be some cool things, possibly like Coruscant Underworld and some Jabba the Hutt stuff. I don't know. I don't know what that's just rumors and speculation that there's going to be a Star Wars YouTube or Netflix series, which, if any indication on how the Netflix series has gone for Marvel when it comes to Daredevil and Jessica Jones, I am so excited for like a gritty adult Star Wars series that's based that goes directly to Netflix. Very excited about that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. I think I answered all of your questions. Thank you so much for participating and checking this out. Once again, 9 out of 10 stars or 4.5 out of 5, however you want to do the ratings. I give this 7.5 out of 8 lightsabers. I don't know. I don't have a rating system for movies, so I'm just not even going to deal with that. But highly recommend it. It's fun for the entire family. I don't think it's too, I mean, I don't know. If you have like really, really little ones, maybe not. See it first, then let you know. But I'm taking my kids. All my entire family is going to go see it again at our private screening that we have. And so that's going to be pretty awesome. I can't wait to share this with my daughter, my 10-year-old, who's a big Star Wars fan. I cannot wait to share this with her. So excited. It was fantastic. You're going to cry with Star Wars. When Han Solo gets killed, you're going to cry. There's going to be plenty of laugh out loud moments. And then when Supreme Leader Snoke tells Kylo Ren, Han Solo, your father Han Solo is on the Millennium Falcon. Whoa, his father? What? What? Did you say? Did Jonathan say that? What? Yeah. So, yeah. It was awesome. It was so good. So thanks a lot for checking us out in the live stream. I think it's going to be saved here for a little while. So it'll be on our channel. So if you want to rewatch it or tell your friends, whatever. If you have any feedback, leave it in the comments below. If there's things any theories, any things I missed. I probably missed a lot because I mostly just went for the questions and everything like that. I didn't want to go too into the lineage and the mythos of Star Wars for the average listener or viewer didn't get it, but it was outstanding. It was definitely an amazing movie. You definitely got to check it out. It was not a prequel. The prequels are disappointing. They really were. Everybody knows that. These were not the prequels. This is what you wanted Star Wars to be. This is what you wanted the prequels to be. This is the Star Wars you have been waiting for. Thanks a lot for checking this out. Hope you enjoy the movie. Sorry if I spoiled it for you. I gave you plenty of warnings. I mean, come on. If you watched it all the way through and you're mad that I gave you a spoiler, it's your own damn fault. But anyways, thanks a lot for checking it out. I'm Goldberg from The Morning Show right here on 99.9 The Point, and I will see you in the morning. Check you later.